What up YouTube? So, in my previous company, I had this colleague and I still remember when she told me she was getting married. I asked her, so who are you marrying? And she said, it's Sagami-san. Now this guy, Sagami-san, he is a player. Once he dated 5 different girls at the same time. And he said, yeah, it's kind of painful to manage 5 girls. And you know what? He doesn't look like a player. Actually, he kinda looks boring and serious. You know, one of those Japanese guys whose main interest is work. But I think that was the reason that girls didn't suspect he was in fact a player. But what I was impressed with was that they managed to completely hide their relationship. I had no idea that they were dating until she told me. I think that they did 2 things to hide their relationship. First, they never called each other by their first name. They always used their last names and added "san," so it was like Sagami-san. Second, they always used keigo or honorifics. So if you speak Japanese, you already know keigo, right? It's basically polite speech. So you're supposed to use keigo when you're talking to your boss or people older than you. And that also means most modern Japanese couples don't use keigo because it's too distant, it's not intimate. But if you use keigo, you can create a distance, so it's actually a very effective way of hiding your relationship. And that was exactly what they did. By the way, Japanese couples often don't act like a couple, you know, holding hands and kissing. So it's not unusual that you don't know that some people are actually dating. Oh, there's one more thing. Do you know why the player guy decided to marry my colleague? I'd been wondering this, so I asked him when he was drunk, and he said, well, it's because she's not the kind of person who gets overly emotional when you need to discuss something rationally. I was very intrigued by his answer because I thought that was something, only a guy with experience would say. And I saw that he was totally aiming for a long-lasting relationship. So, have you guys ever hidden your relationship? And if you have, please let me know how you did it. So, just as Concubine says, when I was a child, boys were quite fond of pretending being a ninja while fighting with each other. You know what I love about this comment section? It's people from all over the world write their comments here. And it's very interesting. I've always enjoyed listening to people's stories, about their country. And Alice says, "Datte bayo." Okay, this is obviously a Naruto reference, but "datte bayo" is a very interesting, how do you say, words. Because, alright, if you guys are studying Japanese, I have a question. What is this datte bayo in terms of grammar? Is this a noun? Is it a verb? Or is it an adjective? I actually checked this on Wikipedia the other day, and it's called a particle. So datte bayo is one of Japanese particles. I mean, like imaginary, fictional particles, because nobody in Japan actually uses. No, that's not true, because once I've heard this kid use this datte bayo, but obviously he was influenced by Naruto, so it was Naruto who started it. And there are so many particles in Japanese. Like here around Tokyo, people always say something like dayone, yone, and it's something very hard to explain. It's something you have to learn from examples or listening to people talk, and obviously each region has its own particles. For example, when I lived in Shizuoka, I think people would say ra quite often. When I moved there, I would find it quite strange because I'd never heard of that when I was living in Hiroshima. And of course in Hiroshima people use jaken or sai. So I think Japanese particles are a very fascinating subject. And Blank Dino, my fellow YouTuber, says, In the American technology industry, they often use terms like ninja, wizard, and guru in job postings to try and spice them up. Yeah, I see them quite often because I'm also in the technology industry. I don't really find them annoying or something, but it's just funny. Guru is also which language is it, guru? Let me Google this. Okay, so guru is Sanskrit, the ancient Indian language. And I think Japanese people sort of sometimes use English words like master, but when we say master, it basically means somebody who is really skillful, so it's not too different from the original meaning. Actually, it's the original meaning. So, are you guys still listening? Alright, I have some exciting news. The first news is my book about dating in Japan is available for pre-order. You can either check out the description or just go to Amazon and type "There's something I want to tell you. True stories of mixed dating in Japan." So this is just for pre-order and the actual release date will be February 3rd. So stay tuned. The second news is, well, I enjoy making this sound-only part so much. So I decided to create my podcast channel. So this is also in the description. Or my podcast name is That Japanese Man Yuta Podcast. So it's basically the same as this YouTube channel. I have so many interesting ideas for my podcast. So I'm really looking forward to making more episodes. My podcast will be a little more relaxed and less refined than this video, so if you have something you want me to talk about, just let me know in the comment section. Alright, see you guys later!